We have made it to another live stream. It is very nice to be with you today, and yes, I am here. This is day 17 of my recovery from coronavirus, and I have to admit I am feeling rather good today. I think I am almost over it. I don't know how close to a full recovery I actually am at the moment, but I am very close to it. As you can see outside, the weather is looking lovely, lots of blossom, lots of beautiful green leaves, and also in the distance you can see some of the crop growing in the fields. Yes, we are back once again, live through April. Almost. It is English Addict, almost live every day, coming to you from the birthplace of English, which just happens to be, oh my goodness, it's England. Da da da. Here we go again. Hi everybody, this is Mr. Duncan in England. How are you today? Are you okay? I hope so. Are you feeling good today? I'm not feeling too bad. My recovery from COVID is continuing. So this is day 18 of my recovery from the dreaded lurgy. I'm feeling much better today. All of the pain that I had in my chest has almost gone. I can breathe almost completely free of having to lean against a wall. And it's very nice, to be honest. I'm really enjoying being back in the pink. And here we are today. Yes, I thought I would do a live stream midweek, because it is midweek right now. And I hope you're feeling good. How has your week been? Has it been a good week? I know for some people it's been a rather worrying week for various reasons. For some people it's been a fun week, and for others it's been an average week. I would imagine that for most of us it has been average. Nothing special, nothing terrible, just average, I suppose. My name is Duncan. I like talking about the English language. You might say that I am crazy about English, or of course you might just say that I am crazy. Full stop. Here we are again. Yes, we've made it all the way to the middle of the week without blowing ourselves up yet. Yes, it's Wednesday. Wednesday is here and I'm not feeling too bad. And I hope you are feeling good as well. We are back live once again. I hope you enjoyed Sunday's live stream. We did talk about a lot of things on Sunday with myself and also this guy, Mr. Steve, who, by the way, is not here today. He's working. He's not even here in the house. He's out. He's doing his job once again as everything turns back to normal. However, there are some people who still don't want to go back to work. You may have heard that here in the UK, most places have reopened, but there are still people who do not want to go back to work. They want to stay at home and work from home. So there are some people who are still insisting on not returning to the office, even though many people have done that already here in the UK, especially in England. Things have been back to normal for quite a while now here in England. Hello to the live chat. Nice to see you here as well. Super duper. It's very nice. In fact, I feel quite excited to be here with you, and it is a rather nice day. A very quick look outside. There it is now. Looking out of the office window, you can see, looking across the landscape, it's cold. I will say that. The weather today is quite cold. It's chilly. Last night it was almost freezing last night. Almost, not quite, but it is quite chilly at the moment here in the UK. As we have 2 or 3 days of cool weather, but apparently between now and the end of April it is going to stay completely dry. Apparently, we're going to have no rain between now and the end of April. Very dry, in fact. Although some people are happy about that and other people are not happy. The gardeners are already complaining that there is not enough rain. Some parts of the world, of course, suffering from severe drought. Chile is one of the places. Apparently, Chile has been in the grips of a drought for many years. In fact, no discernible rain has fallen in Chile since last October. However, over the past couple of days, there has been some rain. But, of course, it isn't enough. They still need much more rainfall. So a little bit dry here in England, but some people are happy and some people are not. You can never please everyone, if I was honest with you. Wednesday is here, and as I mentioned at the start of today's live stream, I was supposed to be with you during April almost every day. But of course, I caught the dreaded lurgy. I did get COVID, and it's taken me a long time to recover from it, but I am here anyway. Today we are looking at a very interesting subject. We're looking at making telephone calls, calling people on the telephone. It is amazing how many people still have a telephone in their house, including here. So we still have a direct telephone line. So a lot of people these days have cell phones, smartphones, but there are still people who like to have the old-fashioned telephones, the telephones that are connected to a cable. And we have one here in this house. So I think it is still something many people like to have, even though they have their super duper smartphones and they can go anywhere with them. There are still people who like to have their connected phone. We often refer to it as a landline. Landline. So when we talk about a phone that is in your house, not a cell phone, not a mobile phone, we often describe the line that is connected to your house as a landline. That's what we call it. Hello to the live chat. Nice to see you here as well. Of course, it would not be the live stream without you. Without you, there is nothing. Absolutely nothing. I would be standing here on my own talking to myself. Some people say that that's what I should be doing. Oh, hello Vitas. Vitas and also Palmyra. You were both first on today's live chat. Congratulations. Congratulations to you too, because you are both first here today. We also have Beatrice. Hello, Beatrice. Now, Beatrice, are you still having repairs made to your house? Because I think it was you were having a plumber, someone fixing the water supply or making some changes in your house concerning your water pipes. I think so. So how is that going? Also, we have Michael Labous. Nice to see you back as well. Siami. Hello, Siami Taylor. Hello to you. Thanks for joining me today live on YouTube. I am with you today for around about 1 hour. Today also we have Sravan. Hello, Sravan Kilumula. I hope I pronounce your name right. Wafe. Hello, Wafe. Nice to see you back as well. Tasser. Hello to you. Tasser Bugma. There are quite a few people on here who I've not said hello to for a very long time. Welcome back. I should have a special feature where I welcome back some of my viewers who I have not seen for a long time. I think so. Hello also to Christina. Hello, Christina. Also, we have Mosen. Hello, Mosen, as well. Nice to see you back also. Michael says life would be so beautiful without work. However, we can't avoid it, at least until robots replace us as workers. And it's not going to be soon, unfortunately. No, I think you're right. I think you are spot on. See, that's one of the things that myself and Mr. Steve disagree on, because Steve seems to think that over the next few years, machinery, artificial intelligence will become more powerful. However, I don't think it will happen. So I agree with you that I don't think robots or artificial intelligence is going to be a big thing in the future, especially when you can't even get your own computer to work properly, to be honest. Talking of technology, I've noticed in the news today that Apple are going to officially discontinue and make obsolete certain iPhones. So if you have a very old iPhone, apparently it is going to be obsolete officially. It will not be updated. It will be completely useless. And of course they will force you to buy a new one. So I think it is the very early iPhones, such as the iPhone 4 and the iPhone 4S, and maybe the iPhone 5 as well. So those very early iPhones are officially going to be obsolete. So if you have one of those phones, they will be actually officially obsolete. It's a horrible word. No one wants to be obsolete. I sometimes feel as if I am obsolete. Something obsolete is something that is no longer useful, something that serves no purpose, something that is no longer up to date is obsolete. It is no longer made. It is no longer manufactured. We don't make it anymore. It's obsolete. So certain iPhones have now officially become obsolete because they are not going to be updated. Hello also to Jose Chava. Hello to you as well. Very nice to see you here. Beatrice says the plumbers have now finished. Now we have the painters working. Apparently they will finish tomorrow. Beatrice, all I can say is you are very brave, because have I mentioned this before? I think I have. I think I've mentioned this. I don't like having work done on the house or in the house. I don't like it. I just find it really annoying, especially when it's noisy. So I don't like having anyone come to the house to make repairs or to do any sort of renovation. I know a few years ago we had to have some windows replaced because they were falling out. And I hated it so much because it was so noisy. The builders were banging and making so much noise. And I don't like it. I do not like it. When the repairmen or repair women, of course, you see, you can have female builders. I've never seen one. I've never seen a woman working on a building site, ever. The only place I saw it happen was in China. And there are women working on a building site, but they were not building, they were actually demolishing, and they were cleaning the bricks because the builders were going to reuse the bricks to build something else. So there were lots of women helping to demolish the building very carefully, and they were cleaning the bricks one by one. But I have to be honest with you, I've never seen a female builder. I'm not trying to be controversial in 2022, and I'm certainly not trying to get myself cancelled, but I haven't. I've never seen a female builder. Ever. I'm not joking. I know it sounds like I'm joking and I'm saying it just to get a reaction, but I've never seen a female builder. Never. Hello, Tesser. Hello, Tesser. Watching. Oh, hello. Tesser Bourgma is watching in Burkina Faso in West Africa. I have heard of that country. I've heard of it. It's nice to have you here. It would appear that we have a lot of people watching in Africa today. So can I say a big hello to you? Wherever you are watching in the world. Hello also to Min Nona. Hello to you watching in Algeria. You see, we have a very international audience. This is the largest classroom in the world. It is, because it's the whole planet. Talking of which, have you heard the news about our latest space exploration? Apparently, we are going to send a probe to a certain place. Have you heard about that? It's not going to happen for a few years. I don't think we will actually be reaching that particular place until around 2044. But apparently we are going to explore a certain part of space. Have you heard about it? We'll be talking about that a little bit later on. Hello also to, we have Serena Castelli. Hello to you, Serena. Nice to see you here as well. And I like your name as well. There is a famous tennis player called Serena. Hello also, Luis Mendez is here today. Hello, Mr. Duncan. You're being a little bit negative. You are still young. And of course, we can appreciate our health after being ill. Well, when I say obsolete, from my own point of view, I suppose I mean here on YouTube. I do sometimes feel as if I am no longer useful on YouTube, because there are so many teachers now, so many wonderful people, so many young and sexy teachers doing their thing. And I do sometimes feel rather obsolete because I'm old and I've been here for such a long time. So don't worry about it, Lewis. I'm not really being too negative. Hello also. Hello, Palmyra. Hello, Palmyra. Apparently, Palmyra says the phone costs €4 a month. And very few people call, but never mind, I still use it sometimes. Of course, there I am talking about the telephone. A lot of people now use their cell phones or their smartphones, but there are still many people who have a telephone in their house. We call it a landline, and we have one here. So we quite like having that connection. The other thing, of course, is if you want to have an internet connection, quite often you also have to have a telephone line as well. So quite often you have no choice. You have to have a telephone line if you want to have an internet connection, which is what we do here. Hello, Ricardo. Oh, Ricardo says, if there is a bright side to having COVID, please tell us what your thoughts are. Some people need a push to overcome when they are ill with the bug. Well, my advice from my own point of view, and it's the one thing I've learned over the past few days, if you get it, don't do much. Rest, relax. Do not strain your body any more than it already is. Because having coronavirus is very exhausting. It wears your body down very quickly. So if you do too much, if you are too active, or if you refuse to rest, you might actually make things worse. So that's what I ended up doing. I did do 3 live streams whilst I was feeling ill, but I think that was a big mistake. To be honest, I really do think I made a big mistake doing that. So what I should have done is completely taken a rest, and that's what I eventually did. So as soon as I started resting, I actually also started feeling better. So that's what I've been doing this week. I have been resting since Sunday, and now I feel much better. My sense of taste and sense of smell are slowly returning, which is good news for me because tonight we have chili con carne. Mr. Steve has made some of his famous chili, and we will be having that tonight. I am looking forward to that. Hello to Mario. Hello to Mario Inon, watching in Argentina. Hello, Argentina. I do have a lot of people watching in South America, across Brazil, Argentina, Chile, Colombia. So all those parts of the world, I do have a lot of people watching as well. Zudzika is here as well. Nice to see you here. Also, Zudzika. Melaja All Shorts says, hello everyone. Hello, Malaja or Malagia. I hope I pronounce your name right. A lot of people busy at the moment. Of course, I suppose this time of year, April, has been a busy month for many people as there have been a lot of religious festivals. We've had Easter, we've had Ramadan, I suppose, which I believe is now coming to an end. Am I right? I think this week Ramadan actually comes to an end this week. Beatrice says, Mr. Duncan is the best teacher I have ever known. His way to teach is unique. Thank you very much. I suppose one of the problems, if you are on YouTube, if you are doing this for a very long time, I think maybe it can become boring. That is one of the reasons why people change all the time. So you may have heard in the news that many people now have stopped watching certain streaming services like Netflix. Apparently they are losing lots of subscribers. But I think one of the reasons why that is happening is because there is so much choice nowadays. You can have too much choice when it comes to certain things. Entertainment, because you can only watch so many TV shows every day. You can't watch everything. So I think one of the things that is happening now, maybe there is too much choice. Maybe what is now happening is there is too much choice around. So people can't watch everything. They can't pay to have all of the streaming services. So what a lot of people are doing now is they are making a choice. They are deciding which one they are going to keep. And then all the rest, they dispose of. They stop subscribing to those services. For example, I don't have Netflix. I haven't had Netflix for nearly 2.5, maybe 3 years almost. So I haven't had Netflix for quite a long time. I haven't. So I don't use Netflix, and it would appear that a lot of people now are also unsubscribing from Netflix. But the point I'm making is, if you've been doing something for a long time, the perception is that maybe you should be changing your choice, choosing something else. So even though I've been on YouTube doing this for a long time, for many people it might not be interesting. For many people it might seem as if I've been doing the same thing over and over again. But of course, if you do something for 16 years, then of course sometimes things will be repeated. You will sometimes say or do the same things again. And I think that's one of the reasons why YouTube is a place where there are lots of choices, but you often find that lots of the things on YouTube are very similar. Especially these days. One thing I've noticed here on YouTube, many people now start using YouTube to talk about YouTube. Maybe they are talking about other people on YouTube and they criticize them or make comments about other YouTube channels. So it would appear that YouTube has become something that it started eating itself. Because a lot of the content is actually people talking about YouTube. So it's very hard these days to be successful or popular on YouTube, especially when there are always new things coming along. There is so much choice, and sometimes if you have a lot of choice, sometimes you can have too much choice. And maybe for me it's very easy to get left behind or forgotten. I think so. Hello, Godum Lan. Hello, Mr. Duncan. Is there a fixed time for your live stream, or is it just random? Hello, Godum or Godum Lan. I am with you every week. Every week. Sunday, 2 p.m. UK time. So I can guarantee that I am with you every Sunday, 2 p.m. UK time. That is when I am with you every week, every Sunday, 2 p.m. UK time is when I'm here with you. But of course, during April, I've been doing some extra live streams as well. So I've been here a few extra times during April. But of course, April is coming to an end, but I will still be with you. When May arrives, can I just say now, during May, I will be with you on Sunday and Wednesday. So twice a week I will be live during May. Sunday and Wednesday, 2 p.m. UK time. Hello, Michael. Michael says, I don't have Netflix. I don't have time to watch it. Well, to be honest with you, another reason why a lot of people are cancelling their Netflix is because it's become expensive. So when I started using Netflix, it used to be £5.99, which is reasonable, I suppose. But now it is nearly £16. So that's a big increase over time. Almost 3 times the amount. So it used to be quite cheap, but now, unfortunately, it is much more expensive. Much more expensive. Apparently, oh, hello, Mosen. Mosen says Ramadan is coming to an end after 5 days. So you have 5 more days of your festival before it ends. Hello, Us Samar. Nice to see you here as well. Varela Lucy says, for me, it is really important to have YouTube. Netflix is not important because the movies on there are very old. I think, and this is something that I always find quite interesting, I think a lot of people now watch YouTube more than they watch normal television programs because there is more choice. So I don't think YouTube will ever be unpopular. And one of the reasons, of course, is because it's free. This is free. It doesn't cost anything. Sometimes you might see some adverts, but not always, sometimes. But yes, I think YouTube is pretty good. I do like YouTube. And that's the reason why I've been here doing this for nearly 16 years. Partridge asks, have you watched Squid Game on Netflix? No, I haven't, because I don't have it. I don't have Netflix. I don't miss it, and I don't have it. I never think about having it, to be honest. These days, I do watch a lot of old TV shows. I've got lots and lots of DVDs over the years that I've bought. So I do like watching old TV shows from years ago that I have on DVD, to be honest. Beatrice says, I have watched many good films on YouTube before they appear on Netflix. It is possible to watch things that have not yet appeared on Netflix or even in the cinemas. It is possible. Sometimes legally and sometimes illegally. That's all I'm saying. Michael Labus, I don't have TV, so I have no choice. You will be amazed how many people these days are actually not watching television at all because they have other ways of getting their information and entertainment. So I think you are right, Michael. It can happen. It can happen. Ricardo, when you are in good shape, each one of your live streams seems to be new and cool and not boring at all. Thank you very much. That's very kind of you. I do try to talk about new things. I like to talk about refreshing subjects, new things maybe that you've never seen before, and things that we can all talk about and share our experiences of. And that's the reason why I like coming on here to do this. We're going to have a quick break. Would you like a little break? Yes, of course you would, because I'm sure you want to make yourself a sandwich or maybe something to eat, or maybe you want to have a little cup of tea. Well, to allow you to do that, here is an excerpt from one of my full English lessons. And in this, you will see the subject that I am talking about today. So in a few moments, we will be talking all about words and phrases connected to using and having a telephone. And you might be surprised how many phrases and words there actually are.
Do you like to whistle? I know I do. I often whistle a little tune to myself when I'm feeling down, as it tends to cheer me up. I'm not very good at whistling, but I still enjoy doing it. I remember when I was living in China, I would always be told off for whistling. "Don't whistle, Mr. Duncan. It's rude." But I could not help myself. Sometimes when you are feeling happy, you just want to share that feeling with others by whistling a little tune to yourself. Not everyone is able to whistle. Some people can whistle very loudly. Can you whistle? I love watching movies and TV shows, especially when my favourite performers are in them. However, sometimes I find myself wondering whether or not they are putting as much effort into their performances as they could be. For instance, sometimes an actor in a movie might give a subdued performance in their role. I'm sure we have all seen this happen. When this occurs, we can say that the actor is phoning in their actions. They are not putting as much effort into what they are doing as they usually do. I didn't think much of Bruce Willis in The Whole Nine Yards. He seemed to be phoning it in. This means that the actor in question seemed bored and disinterested in the role he was playing. He seemed to be phoning it in. A dull performance can be described as weak, lackluster, bland, and uninspiring. They are doing it without any interest whatsoever. They are phoning it in. It's time now to take a look at another buzzword. A buzzword is a word or sentence that is popular or well used during a certain period of time. Today's buzzword is meme. In its original use, the word meme is a noun that means an element of a culture or system of behaviour passed on from one individual to another by imitation or other non-genetic means. That is to say, a habit or type of behaviour which is passed on by being copied or imitated by others. These days, the word meme relates to an image, video, or piece of text which is typically humorous in nature, that is copied and spread rapidly by internet users, often with slight variations. So, a meme is a funny picture, or a humorous video clip, or a catchy slogan. I'm sure recently you have looked at a meme on the internet. Perhaps it was that winning baby, or maybe that miserable cat, or that sarcastic reinterpretation of Willy Wonka, or perhaps it was that annoyed baby. Each one of these images is a good example of a meme. English can be a confusing subject, and just to prove it, here are two confusing words. They are possibly and probably. The word possibly is an adverb that can be used to indicate doubt or hesitancy. An uncertain statement might use possibly. The man was bleeding, possibly from a stab wound. You can use possibly in a polite question. Could you possibly open the window? To emphasize in a sentence that something is surprising or bewildering. What can you possibly mean? To emphasize that someone has or will put all their effort into something. Run as fast as you possibly can. The word probably is also an adverb that is used to state that something is certainly going to happen. To be sure of the outcome means that you can say that it will probably happen. From your point of view, or as far as you can tell, the outcome is likely to occur that way. I think she'll probably pass the exam. The guests probably won't arrive until later.
There it was, an excerpt from one of my many English lessons that you can watch right here for free on YouTube. Yes, we are here live today, and I am now on the line talking to you. I hope you are feeling good today. Is there anyone there? Oh, no, I think they've gone. That's not very nice. Well, at least you are still here, for which I am very grateful indeed. Hello to everyone. Thank you for joining me today. Yes, it is another English Addict almost every day during April. And can I just say thank you very much for joining me during this month. It's been very nice. And of course, I've had one or two problems. Not least of all, having coronavirus. That was a little annoying because it did stop me from doing my work, unfortunately. But at least we are here now together live. We are looking at one or two things today. As I mentioned a few moments ago, apparently there is going to be a big space voyage taking place. Not just yet, but in the future. Apparently a large probe is going to be visiting this particular place. Oh dear. Well, that doesn't look very interesting, does it? It's just a blue ball. Mr. Duncan, that doesn't look very interesting. Well, apparently this is Uranus. And Uranus is a very interesting planet. Apparently it's huge. It's really, really big. And one of the unusual things about Uranus, or Uranus, oh dear, is that it rotates on a very unusual axis. So there it is. Would you like to see one of the moons of Uranus? This is Miranda. Take a look at that. Now that looks like a very beaten and battered moon. Look at all of the scars that poor moon has had to endure over the years. You can really see just how much damage has been caused to that particular moon. So that apparently is Miranda, one of, I think there are 5 moons orbiting Uranus. Would you like to see a comparison between Earth and Uranus? Here it is. So if you look at the bottom of the screen, the bottom left, you will see Earth. And if you look above, you can actually see a comparison between Earth and Uranus, or Uranus. So as you can see, it's a pretty big planet when you compare it to the size of Earth. In fact, it's quite large. I was going to show you the sun, but I can't even fit it onto the screen because it's so large. I think you can fit around 200 or 250 Earths inside the sun. Isn't that amazing? So there you can see on the screen a very interesting comparison between Earth and Uranus, or as some people say, Uranus. Especially immature people like me. Sometimes I will say that. And sometimes people get very offended.
How dare you?
That's what they say. They say, how dare you, Mr. Duncan? How can you do that? We are looking at words connected to this particular device. I know a lot of people don't have these anymore. They prefer to have their mobile phones. But you will be surprised how many people still have landlines in their houses. So I thought today we would have a look at some words and phrases connected to the telephone. Is that a call coming through? Maybe it is. Telephone or phone, words and phrases are what we are looking at today. I hope you will stay with me for the next 10 minutes as we take a look at these words. The word phone can be used as a noun and also a verb as well. So not only can we use the word phone as a noun that names the actual object, we can also use the word phone as a verb, as a doing word. The telephone or phone is the thing. It is the item. To telephone or phone is the action. So the thing is the item and the action is the verb, the actual action of calling someone or phoning someone. You can telephone a person. It is possible to do that. You phone someone. You phone up someone. You call someone. So they are all ways of expressing the verb of making a phone call. Don't forget to phone me later. He phoned me last night. Give me a call if you need some help. So all of those sentences are expressing the action of making a phone call. A successful call is a connection. One person connects with another. So when you make a phone call, sometimes you have to wait for the person to answer. Sometimes you have to wait for your connection to actually occur. A successful call is a connection. Two things meet or join together. One person connects with another. The connection allows those involved to chat. So the chat can take place because there is a connection. The two people or the two people talking to each other have been connected. You might have a good connection. The connection is good or clear. The connection might be bad or unclear. And I suppose these days, because many people use mobile phones or cell phones, you might find that quite often it is not possible to get a good connection. So one of the things about having your landline in the house is quite often you have a good connection. However, if you use a cell phone or a mobile phone, you quite often find that it is difficult to get a good connection. The connection might be bad or unclear. I remember in the early days of cell phones, quite often if you were driving, it was very hard to get a good connection, especially if you went into an area where there was no signal. However, these days, the connections on mobile phones are much better than they used to be. Modern telephones are mostly cable free. so they don't have one of these. Radio waves are used instead to form the connection. So quite often you will find these days radio waves, certain types of waves or frequencies are used to send and also receive calls. To make a call, one person will dial a number. The word dial is both a noun and verb. So we often describe something we use to operate or control something as a dial. But if you use the dial, you are also using that particular thing to dial. So the word dial can be used as both a noun and also a verb as well. There are many words that relate to phones, and we are going to have a look at them right now. You can call someone. You can contact someone. You can connect with someone. You can get in touch with someone. You can call up someone. A TV or radio show that invites people to contact them to chat live is often referred to as a phone-in. A phone-in is a program on television or on the radio. Quite often these days you will hear on the radio people calling in to talk about certain subjects. I know here in the UK, talking and taking phone calls on radio programs has become very popular over the years, and quite often we refer to these programs as a phone-in show or a phone-in program. People will call in, they will talk about different subjects, they will express their opinions on certain things. So it has become quite popular here in the UK. They are very popular indeed. The word phone derives from the Greek word for voice, sound. So when we talk about noise, sound, or a person's voice, we often use the word phone to express that thing, that occurrence. As a performance, a person might phone in their act, which means to put no effort or energy into it. So a person is doing something, but they are doing it in a very lazy way. They are putting no effort into their performance. I did mention a few moments ago in my video about Bruce Willis in some of his early movies. He seemed to be phoning in his performance. He wasn't putting much effort into it. The actors looked bored and phoned in their performances. So they were there, but they weren't putting much effort. They weren't trying very hard to do the act or to perform. They really didn't care. They were just phoning it in. It's a great expression. An old-fashioned phone not in use would be described as being on the hook. So, if a phone is not being used, we can say that the telephone is on the hook. On the hook. If it is being used, then we use the opposite word. A phone that is being used might be described as being off the hook, or engaged, or busy. So perhaps you are trying to phone your friend, but your friend is on the telephone. They are on the phone that you are trying to call. Then quite often you will get an answering machine, or you will get a certain tone that will tell you that that person is busy. The line is busy. It is engaged. I can't get through to her because the line is busy. She is talking to someone else. She is chatting to another person. But who? To cut off a call abruptly without warning is to hang up. So if you end the call abruptly without warning, you hang up. You hang up. You end the call. I don't want to talk to this person anymore. I hang up. Maybe you are talking to your girlfriend and perhaps you get into a row with her. We had a row on the phone and she hung up on me. She put the phone down. She ended the phone call. She ended the conversation. My girlfriend hung up on me. Oh dear. To hang up is the present tense. You hang up. You are doing it at this moment. You hang up. Of course, if we are expressing it in the past tense, we will say hung up. Hung up. My girlfriend hung up on me last night. And now I feel so sad and upset. It's not fair. I don't think my girlfriend loves me anymore. A break in the connection can be described as being cut off. So maybe there is a technical problem. Maybe you are using your telephone and then suddenly the line is disconnected or the line is cut off. There is a problem with the connection. A break in the connection can be described as being cut off. It sounds painful. These days it is less common for people to talk directly to each other on the telephone. It is unusual. I can't remember the last time I spoke to anyone that I know on the telephone. So a lot of people these days prefer not to speak directly. Hello? Instead, they prefer to do it in other ways. So these days it is less common for people to talk directly to each other on the telephone. Many prefer to connect through text messaging or email. So you will often find these days a lot of people prefer not to speak directly like this. They prefer to send text messages. And I think it would be true to say that a lot of people these days do not like to talk on the phone. They prefer to do it with a text message. Or maybe perhaps they use a messaging service like WhatsApp, which of course is very popular now. A lot of people are using other types of communication devices. Lots of ways of doing it. So when was the last time you talked to someone on the phone like this? Do you prefer to talk on the phone or do you prefer to send a message through your mobile phone? So I think these days I do it. To be honest, I do it a lot. So I don't like talking on the phone to people, especially when I'm calling maybe a business or maybe someone that I have a problem with. I prefer to send a text message. I don't know why. I always find it much easier to do. It is less stressful, to be honest. Mosen says, thanks to the invention of the internet, there are many benefits for human beings. Yes. I think just because people are not speaking on the phone, it does not mean that people are not communicating with each other. It just means now, these days, people are choosing to do it in a different way. They are choosing different methods to speak to each other. So not talking directly like this. Hello? Hello, can you help me? I have a problem. Something is happening and I don't know what to do about it. So instead of talking on the phone, people will send a message instead. I don't know why. It's much easier. It's less stressful. I think so. Thank you, Mosen. Thank you also, Lewis. Thank you for getting involved today. Would you like to see an old-fashioned telephone box? So whenever people think of England, whenever people think of the United Kingdom, quite often they will think of one of these. They will think of the old-fashioned telephone box. And there used to be lots and lots of these all over the place many years ago. They used to be everywhere, but nowadays you don't see so many because people don't use them. I suppose if you go to London, you will see lots of these, but other parts of the UK, if you travel around, you will not see many public phones anymore. Very few people use them. Here's another photograph. So this is what the actual public phone used to look like, and there it is. So you can see it's quite a basic thing. You have a receiver, which is one of these, and then you have a dial. You can see the dial for dialing the number, and if you look at the bottom you can see there are two slots, and in there you would put your money. I remember when I was little, the public phone box would take 10 pence and 2 pence. So you could actually make a phone call in the 1970s for just 2 pence. That's all you had to do. And I think you would get around about 3 minutes. So 2 pence would give you around about 3 minutes on the telephone. Can you imagine that nowadays? I think it would cost a lot more than that. Here is another telephone. This is a very popular telephone that was around in the 1970s. Everyone, especially the trendy people, the trendy, cool people would all have one of these phones. And this particular phone was called a trim phone. T-R-I-M. Trim. And this particular phone was really popular during the 1970s. It was a stylish phone, and many people had one of these in their house because it looked really cool and trendy. I hope you've enjoyed today's live stream. I hope it's been interesting because today we were talking all about making telephone calls and words and expressions connected to it. I, of course, will be back with you on Sunday. I hope you will join me then on Sunday. It will be nice to see you here if you want to join me. Not only myself, but also His Lordship, Mr. Steve, will be here as well on Sunday, joining us live can be. I hope you've enjoyed today's live stream. I've been with you for 1 hour and 10 minutes. I hope you've enjoyed it. I will be back with you on Sunday. Don't forget, it is the usual time. I will put it on the screen. English Addict Live, Sunday, 2 p.m. UK time is when I'm here with you. So I hope you will join me then. Thank you, Gulu10, who says, I enjoyed it. Thank you very much for your company. Don't forget, I am back with you on Sunday. I feel a lot better now. I feel much better. I have almost recovered from my horrible experience with COVID, but I do feel a lot better now. Thank you, Michael. After several dozen minutes of the show, Mr. Duncan has admitted that he is still young. Thank you very much. That's very kind of you to say. I do like to think that doing this is keeping me young and also sane as well, because I do enjoy doing it. And I certainly do enjoy spending my time with you on the live chat. So I hope you will join me again soon. This is Mr. Duncan saying thanks for watching today. I will leave you with some of the beautiful nature and also Mr. Steve and myself having some fun. And I will be back with you on Sunday from 2 p.m. UK time. And of course, until the next time we meet here, I hope you have a good week. Have a good Saturday, and I will see you back here on Sunday. And of course, until the next time we meet here, whatever you are doing, wherever you are going, stay safe and stay happy. Keep that smile upon your face as you walk amongst the human race. And of course, until the next time we meet here, you know what's coming next. Yes, you do. Ta-ta for now.